because this is a popular.
We obviously were very, from as children on a set all together, we were pretty hysterical.
Sure.
In the sense that the hysteria and the exhaustion and the excitement of the whole set day to day was quite intense. But at the end of the day, we quite quickly learned it's actually a professional set that costs quite a lot of money to make these movies. So we had to be pretty, we did our job. We came to do something that was very real and it was very serious. And there were times, of course, where we probably had too much sugar at lunch. And there were those. Then we had this room that had table tennis and snooker and weirdly lots of sugary drinks. But it was almost like our space to like get out all of this hysteria before we went on set. I feel like we just like played loads of games and did our schooling, and then when we got to set we were quite focused. But I know that's a really boring answer, but at the end of the day it was real.
Work, basically.
It's work, yeah, it's a work and it's a professional environment. But I feel like you two
Well, you can
just
kind of do it. You can do it outside of filming. So like on the
Still
promo
related.
tour, still related. So
Sure.
So do you mind if I stand up actually? So when you're no one's asking to do that actually. When you're in so when you go on like the promotional tours and stuff like that, you can get a bit mischievous, shall we say? And we're always able to bring a guest with us. So we were in Finland, in Helsinki, and we did the premiere there. Then went on a night out, and James brought one of his best pals with him, who was actually one of the doubles on the film. And so we were in this club, and we were like, okay, we got press in the morning, so we got going. And Anthony held back because he thought he was in there with a local name, or Brian.
Yeah.
Brian. Yes. Shrek. Decided. So he held back, and the next day we were doing press, and you just kind of when you're in between doing the interviews, things go through your head, right? How can we wind this guy up? So we basically came up with the whole concept that actually this person who he was trying to get with was actually a socialite who sold her story. And basically doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, naming us, and it had gone to print in the UK, and we were being pulled from all the press tours and not doing any of the other films. So
this is the false story that you put out.
Yeah, I've got to get that clear. Yeah.
Okay.
The team in Finland agreed that this was a good prank to pull. And some of the journalists agreed this was a good prank to pull as well.
Sure.
And so we said, right, in between interviews, we're like, right, dude, we need to see you now because something's happened. So he came down, and he's a bit okay,
tired and a bit worse for wear as well.
yeah. So he comes down in the morning, and then we tell him, like, as he walks in, we've actually written down the producer's phone number, the AD's phone number. We've actually got the AD, so one of his bosses, to message him saying, just don't bother coming back on the next one.
Oh my God.
And so he literally sits down, we tell him, and he's like his world is falling apart right now.
And even the journalists are leaving, going, "For you're a friend," and they're leaving to do their storytelling.
Oh
So
my
he's
God.
more and more coming into a dark space. And we keep this going we did a tour of Helsinki, and then we went around there, and we got to the airport. So probably best part about 18 hours or so we kept this going for.
Wow.
And yeah, it was good.
It was more of like we were kidding ourselves laughing with the whole time. And eventually it got to the point where he wasn't even angry, he was just happy that that was it.
It wasn't true.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That is fantastic. I got lost here. I'm sorry. There's, yes, Kevin.
Yes,
Who do you have?
I have Marzel all the way from Dallas, Texas.
Cool.
Yeah. What is your question?
Do you guys still keep in touch with each other? Or like people from the cast, do you still talk?
That's a great question. Are you still in touch with your cast
Yeah,
member?
when we do stuff like this, or when we do conventions, I've done many projects, but I don't know about you guys, but everyone here has like so many different projects that takes them so many places around the world. Like, I barely have time to hang out with my dad. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's great when we have things like this, because that's when we can like hang out and have drinks and catch up. But in my real life, it's just like, I don't know, none of us have time. It's just we're all running around.
It gets to be very busy.
Yeah, but then we have internet, so that makes things global. So that's the way I keep in touch with most.
Cool. Brian, who do you have with you back there?
Right now, I've got
Kelsey
from
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lottie.
My question is, since Harry Potter, what has been your favorite project or something that you have accomplished since Harry Potter?
Beyond the
Essentially, what Potter's done to propel you in your career and how that direction is going right now.
yeah, great
How that's helped take you to where you're at.
for the panel. What sort of opportunities have opened up for you from Potter?
A lot. Not just on the professional point of view. Obviously, there's projects we've been able to work on, like TV, even radio. I mean, doing just like our voices in the Harry Potter games was a dream come true for me. Like you got your whole. I mean, I was one of these guys who spent forever trying to make your own avatar when you're playing on a computer game, and yet EA Sports did it for me, or EA Games did it for me. And the
We're fine.
Okay, we're fine.
It's not-
And yeah, so stuff like that. But even just really cool stuff on the back of Potter, like being able to go see, soccer games, like guests at the club or meet important people and things like that. It's been
Couple perks.
really good perks, yeah.
I recently went on board a Greenpeace ship, and that was a pretty sweet experience, which I really loved. And I guess for me, through knowing that we've had all you amazing people to connect with, which is very much more probably favored towards a kind of young, youth audience. I've been really inspired by everyone's dedication to certain kind of campaigns, organizations that I've got behind that have inspired other people, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that I'm able to have that dialogue through that platform that these films have given, and through obviously platforms like Instagram and Twitter, all those ways that we can connect with you and know what you're interested in. And I've just been really happy to know that there are things that I care about that other people care about too.
Right, a great way to connect with everyone.
I don't know, after Harry Potter, I suppose one of the good things was that I got an American agent. I already had an English one, and that really helped. I then started being able to, I worked with Carlos Marquez Mancet, an amazing Spanish Catalan director, and he did a film called 10,000 Kilometers, and that was all because of this and doing stuff like that. I don't know, it's kind of every job that you do is just another step, hopefully up. Also, when I did my music, a lot of our fans found my music through being Harry Potter fans, which is amazing.
Nice.
And so it's all, it all adds up.
Yeah, well, Harry Potter is such a huge franchise. It's bound to open portals, not doors for you. One big thing that the film did for me was Eli Roth, who's the director of Hostel 2, which is a Quentin Tarantino's film, saw me in The Goblet of Fire, and he said, I want this guy in my film. So they wrote a special part for me.
Nice.
So I went on doing a horror film, which was something I really, really wanted to do, even though they didn't give me all the blood I wished for.
Okay, very good. Where is Aaron?
Right over here, bud.
Right here.
There, I see you.
All the children.
I see you.
Hi.
Who do you have?
I have Katya. She's been waiting very patiently. She has a question for the twins.
For the twins.
Hi, so I was wondering what your favorite scene that the other brother filmed was, and if you've ever swapped places. And just so you know, you're my favorite characters, and I love all of you guys.
That's awesome. So yeah, the sort of question is, did you ever pull like a Parent Trap thing and switch with each other? And what would be your favorite scene that your brother shot?
Yeah, what was my best performance? That's a tough one.
Wow.
First question, no, we didn't switch parts. Because when there are so many people working on the crew and so many people working on the cast and everything, you don't want to be the reason if you're caught, you're going to be working late. So that was like the professional view of it.
Right.
And also, your best performance, I think, came in probably the scene when I was asleep.
At the big sleep.
Yeah, that was. You did quite well on that one.
Yeah, you did actually as well. Yeah. I always think the funniest one of my favourite scenes is when Fred and George try and enter the Triwizard tournament,
and they get really old,
Right.
and then fight. And then all of a sudden it's all just forgotten about. So they thought, how can we make money? Let's bet that Harry Potter's going to die. So it all works out well in the end.
Sure. Where is Layla? There you are.
All right, guys, we have Liam and Elle from Boynton Beach. And
Cool.
They have a question for the panel.
What was like the best bloopers or that wasn't on the video?
Something that you didn't mean to do or somebody else didn't mean.
A best blooper, like a mistake that sort of happened.
No, I do so many every single time I can't remember one. I'm sorry.
Hard to narrow it down.
I remember doing the dancing for the Yule Ball. We had 2 weeks of like choreographed training, and then on the actual day, we pretty much messed up the whole thing. And I didn't see any of the messing up on the film, and they took it out of the outtakes also. So there was a lot of messing around there. I mean, we had to lift the girls at a certain time, do the whole thing together. None of that happened. And then on the actual film, it did happen. So we made them work.
Excellent.
I remember the scene when Harry and Ginny are trying to have a moment in the Burrows, and Ron comes in with a plate of mince pies and he sits
Yes.
between us. And it took us hours to shoot that. We couldn't we just couldn't keep straight face.
Right.
So like he was like, oh, sat down. Most of the time he wouldn't even make it over to the where we were sat before he burst out laughing. We're like, we're gonna get there, and so that took ages. There was a lot of moments where there was just that uncontrolled laughter that you weren't really sure where it stemmed from. It was more just that, I don't know, just being around each other's company to do certain moments. There was no explanation.
Right.
It was just humor. I mean,
just get
Rupert had a tendency to
You get the
giggle at
giggles and then you
inappropriate
can't stop.
moments.
Well, actually, yeah, it's a similar thing. When we were filming the Room of Requirement in the fifth movie, when it's discovered, and the shot is everyone looking in, and then she pans over everybody, and every time it came to Oliver, Rupert, and myself, one of us would go. And again, once it happens if it happens once, it's going to happen 100 times. So that was eventually it's just an effort, just to be.
Excellent. Where's Kevin? Kevin is over there in the back. Who do you have?
I have Cassandra from
Hey.
Ohio.
Oh, I can't hear her at all.
Okay.
There we
My
go.
question is, if you could play any other character from the Harry Potter series, who would you play?
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. If you
George. He was the best one. Yeah. I think someone like Creature. Yeah. I could pull it off quite easily in the morning.
Hagrid.
that would be amazing.
Yeah, you want to play something that's so, I don't know, out of body kind of experience in the sense that, I mean, as I would have, at that age when I was playing Ginny, I would have loved to have been super tall. And
Sure.
now I think about it, I would not have liked to be that tall. But when you're young, you want to be tall, so.
That massive beard.
Yeah, with a big beard, of course.
You said this the other day, I think Umbridge, you're right. Umbridge is pretty good as a character. You hate her in such a particularly great way. But she's
Yes.
fantastic. Such an evil with a smile, you know?
So sweet.
I would like to be a professor like Professor Snape, but my own version. So a professor at Hogwarts, making sure everybody's behaving.
Excellent. So Brian, it looks like we have time for just one more question. So who do you have with you?
I've got Juliana, and she's not only representing Gryffindor, but she is representing Brazil. And her question is for Stan.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you guys? I'd like to know from Stan if it was difficult to get in the group because they were together scenes 3 moves before. How did they receive you?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a great question.
that's a fantastic question. First, I felt like as if I was going to a new school. You know, that new boy being brought into like in the middle of the year, where everybody already knows. I mean, they all knew each other, obviously, so I felt really new. But then what Warner Brothers did was they got all of us together before filming, and they had like an introductory period where we played games together. We got to know each other, so by the time we started filming, we already sort of got comfortable with each other. And then, you know, which brings me to a memory with a prank. Do you two remember when we had breakfast one day and you put vinegar in my dessert? And I ate it, and you were quite surprised.
There's one way to break the ice, I suppose.
But yeah, Warner Brothers did a great job of, you know, making us comfortable, and you know, I never felt like the new boy. I felt as if I was always part of the thing. So they did a fantastic job, and the cast, of course, was. I mean, you know, we are friends still until today. So, and hopefully years to come. So yeah, it's a magical thing that.
Very cool. Well, we do have just a couple more seconds. If there's any sort of last thing that you might want to say to our folks out here who have traveled all this way to come and see you guys. Are you guys having a good time? And then we will send you guys on your way.
Yeah, just a huge thank you for everyone for being here and to continue the world and passing it on to new generations. It's really special. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for making us feel so welcome here, and then Stanley about his dream of being a singer in front of everybody.
I'm just intrigued. Like you said, the girl like from Brazil, and there's a lot of people who said from Brazil. So I'm just interested from like areas around the world where people have travelled from. So like, how many people from South America here? So there's a lot there. Anyone from Europe?
Quite a few.
Right, so there's people there. Obviously North America, like Asia. There you go. So there's like, so there's kind of like guys from all over the world, which is the cool thing. What we just take not for granted, but it's just hit home for us more often. That it's such a global thing, that it is such a cool thing to be part of, and we just, as the guys have said, just appreciate so much your passion, and our gratitude is endless.
I think that's one of the greatest messages about the whole series in general is the bringing together of different people working together to vanquish evil. It is a fantastic thing. It's a fantastic message. Let's give it up one more time for our panel.
Thank you, guys.
You guys have been so fantastic.